Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. It's the Summit 3 Europe. We're in Phase 2. It's Day 2 action right now, and we got, well, a nice little series here for you. 4 anchors taking on Team Secret. This is game number 2, and game number 1, 4 anchors managed to put together a pretty solid game plan. I mean, they got a lot done from top to bottom, and MVP performance coming out from Trixie. Matamaman was able to carry through the team on his jug play. Some questionable movements coming out from Secret, but ultimately, it is 4 anchors who pull out a bit of an upset. So Secret, I can already tell with some of the picks coming out, they do not want that to happen again here. But I'm not going to be going at all the casting alone. I got here a good buddy joining me remotely to help me theory craft. We got Pajkatt back in the house. How's it going, friend? I'm sure at this rate, some people out there are really excited about potentially all the hats they could win.
Yeah, big upset in the last game, and solid play by 4AC. And I think this like whenever you have this jug, Magnus, and some axe thrown in, you can always fight. Even if you're at a goal deficit, then I don't think they were in this game. Maybe in the beginning slightly, but when you have those heroes, you can always win team fights. And yeah, we saw some good calls and one good RP from the Mag, and they won the game with that.
We'll see here now. I like the opening, though, coming out from 4 anchors, because what happens is usually a lot of these teams, it's just always the casual first ban on a Wisp if a team does have a big Wisp player, but there's just so many good heroes nowadays. You got to make sure that you include maybe your Sniper or your Troll. Axe has got to be considered. Bat Rider, obviously. So somehow, some way, a Wisp will eventually sneak through, and then you'll have a team right here like 4 anchors who just try to take advantage of that. So first pick for them, they grab up the Wisp. Team Secret do not pass on the opportunity to get what has become more the recent standard, especially on like DAC, where they get a Shadow Fiend and now Puppy's Chen, and now the Queen of Pain going to be picked up from Secret. Could be Zai, yeah. Could be S4. We don't know.
Look very Secret-esque, like they were playing at DAC. With they always went for the same thing with the Chen and SF. RTC goes mid with the SF safe lane Quap, most likely for S4. I don't know if they're gonna switch it up with Zai or whatever. Zai is actually drafting now too. But yeah, this is pretty much what they were playing at DAC, and I think this is way more their comfort zone than the last game. I think Secret haven't, in my opinion, looked that strong when they picked the Sniper. So I think they're gonna be stronger in this game than they were in the last one, or at least more in their comfort zone.
Yeah, hold on a second. I know that it looked like the stream had gone down. I've restarted it back up, and it looks like it should be going just fine. So sorry, everyone, if there was a bit of a hiccup right there. I don't know why, but for some reason, XSplit was just like, oh, we're going to stop streaming right now. So I got it up and going. We still have the recording going. Everyone Dota TV doesn't know what the hell's going on, but for people at Twitch that are currently freaking the hell out, don't worry. We're going to be back and ready to go. So yeah, so with that, another Bane. It did a lot of work for him in the last game.
Yeah, definitely did.
So do they just feel like we got a good thing going, so we'll pick it up again? Or do you think that even with Shadow Fiend Chen and Queen of Pain, there is a place for Bane on the side of 4 anchors going against that?
I think playing in your comfort zone is very important. I don't know if it's this patch or all the patches. I just think in general, if you play in your comfort zone, you're always going to play better, because you know what to do. Playing in heroes that you haven't practiced or played a lot, I mean, you could say that a good player should know how to play all heroes or whatever, but it's actually not that easy, because you can't practice that many heroes at once. So if this guy likes playing Bane a lot, then I think Bane is a good choice for him.
Ooh, a Phoenix now going to be popping out here from the side of 4 anchors. This could be the Trixie hero. I remember him running plenty of Phoenix back in the day. So it could be something they decide to roll with once more. I know a lot of more recent teams like EG, they love to have the lockdown factor, like a Treant Protector, to get the most out of that big team fight. They have a fair amount of it here with, Tiny Stun and Bane, but I'm curious to see how they're going to look to round it out here. Are you a big fan of the Phoenix and its viability into the game? Do you think there's a certain place for it? I mean, he definitely has a lot of strong tools, and if he gets off his Supernova without having it to be cracked, it can be tremendous amounts of damage and a good stun.
I think Phoenix is a really good hero. He's one of those heroes. He's very annoying to lane against unless you have strong safe laners. I mean, as an offlaner, that is. You can even do support, but I prefer offlane here, Phoenix. And then he also takes a lot of focus away from your other heroes, because whenever he goes in and he throws out these fire spirits, the enemies, they get slowed, and then he uses his egg, and then they have to decide what to do. Should we run or should we focus the egg? They're a bit slowed, they hesitate a bit, and then all the other heroes start coming in. So he takes away focus from his other heroes, and that's when the other heroes on your team can just do whatever they want. Because if they don't focus the egg, then he's gonna get the stun off on all heroes and a lot of damage. So very, very strong hero, I feel.
I like that. It's like, normally you see a Wisp lineup, it's like, focus the Wisp, get him the hell out of there. That way they're not going to be able to get all the sustain, but then you have to focus the egg. A lot of balls that are going to be out there that we got to focus on. Take that with what you want, but final team pick coming out from Secret here. Night Stalker banned out, believe it or not, from Secret. Maybe fearing that bit of fact. I like Night Stalker a lot. Some teams have even considered first picking it up once he's able to kind of throw together an Ags, and I've actually
but that was second phase ban, though. That was...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. The back end there. Side by
last
side with
ban
the
was
Axe.
Centaur.
So last ban, though, was the Centaur. Maybe just fearing the bit of initiation, and it... Well, I don't know. Is it something that seems to be pretty essential here? It's not like he really needs to kind of close the gap, but maybe they just fear his ability to get away.
I think Centaur, 4ESC has played quite a bit of Centaur, and they like running the Centaur Bane safe lane, and then they run dual lane mid with the Wisp Tiny. He gets a fast blink on Centaur, and then they can just go up in their face, and... yeah, I just think it's probably a good ban.
Sand King going to be the last pickup here. This hero has not seen a lot of the light of day. Maybe most recently it was an off lane, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious if this is going to be an off lane or safe lanes. I actually have no idea. I am baffled by the Sand King last pick, I gotta say.
4Anchor's probably just as baffled by it. Do you think Secret kind of got the memo from you and your roaming Queen of Pain? Is that something we might get from here? I mean, I'm not sure.
I actually think Quap is one of those heroes. If you have played a lot of Quap, then I think you can play this hero as any position. I really believe so. I think it's because of the level 2. I think the recent buff to the Blink, you don't need more levels in Blink than level 1 now. The off lane or safe lane Quap. And if you get level 3 and you have an Urn, and you have 2 points in Shadow Strike, you deal so much damage. And you have such a big range. And the slow is also very nice. And then if you just get to 6, you get a huge increase in damage with this pure damage ult. That if you hit on multiple heroes, you're going to be dealing, big teamfight damage. So you don't actually need that many items. That's why you can play him in many positions now.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see if Secret going to be doing a little bit of that 4-position kind of Queen of Pain, or if this is going to be...
Yeah, I think it's unlikely. I mean, it could be a position 3 Quap instead of 2, but... Yeah, we'll see.
It's just sharing the jungle between Sand King and Chen is just the one thing that's like really like where's he going to find the time to build Blink? Are we going to go like aggro jungle and take it over to the 4Anchor side? I'm sure we'll find out in a moment here. But the final pick for 4Anchors is going to be the Zeus, and Matamaman picks it up. This is a core Zeus here, so you get that bit of map awareness, heavy and critical burst damage, and well, any thoughts as far as the Zeus to kind of tie things together here for 4Anchors and what it really can bring?
I think it's a good hero. They have a lot of damage now on 4ESC. Phoenix, Zeus, Wisp Time. They have so much damage, and it's also good to botch their initiation. It's most likely going to be a safe lane Sand King, I want to say, with the Lion. But yeah, they have a lot of... Like, this Zeus is very good for stopping initiation. If they want to jump in with their Sand King or Quap or whatever, if they want to find heroes, they can look for ganks globally, then this Zeus is good. But I just want to clarify one thing, that this position system with 1, 2, 3, 4 is how you allocate your farm, not what lane you go to. There's a wide misconception that this is what lane you go to. And the general thing is that you put your 2 on the mid lane, but this is not true. It's just who you give the most farm to. So.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. No, very good. I'm glad you put that out there.
Because it comes from the it's Chinese to begin with, and they used it for just to describe who gets the most farm. And so your position 1 can be a mid laner or an off laner, even if you please to do so. And then later on transition him into getting more. It's just how you allocate your farm, pretty much.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I guess it becomes easy to misinterpret. You got sites like Liquipedia, and they have rostered the players in a way that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, and people tend to think that position 2 is mid. But I mean, for example, when I play my sniper or troll mid, then I'm usually position 1, and you can switch it up.
Makes a lot of sense. Glad to hear that. So there's definitely just a lot more in-depth, and just shows a lot more of the flexibility that teams nowadays really have, instead of seeing the more stagnant kind of older days where it's like Dendi mid, Dendi's always mid, Havos always safe lane farming. And nowadays, though, you could have a certain specialist.
And they actually swapped heroes here. Yeah. S4 is now on the Quap, and he is going safe lane Quap, and it's going to be an off-lane Sand King with boots.
Yeah, Zai Sand King. That was a big thing for EG for quite a while. He's going to be dusting off the old Sand King. And we'll see if he can get a lot done here. For now, he's leading in with the off-lane setup, something we see from teams like Empire. Yoki had been playing a off-lane Sand King as of recent, and it looks like Secret are going to give it a whirl here. He's going to be going against the Tony Wisp lane. Do you think, and potentially also Boogie, who's rotating that way. This is going to be a bit tricky. I mean, it is a Sand King. He has his Burrow Strike to get away, but he could be in a bit of trouble here. Do you think that he's going to be able to get much out of this lane?
I'm not sure. It depends. Like, I think what he has going for him is this. Look, what he's going to do here is if this Bane goes up to him and he's going to try to sleep him, then he can run away with boots because, I mean, yeah, the Bane doesn't have boots. He has tether, so he can catch up. But what he can do is just he can Sandstorm and run away because they don't have any sentries or any dusts. So he can always just Sandstorm and then just keep running, and they shouldn't be able to catch him. So he should be able to get some XP that way, but not too much. I mean, he's not going to touch creeps. He's just going to try to leech levels.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him, you know, it's not like, okay, maybe I'll just go back and work with the jungle.
What's going on?
But
that was some very slow reactions right there from the Bane.
Oh, I actually didn't.
They were staring at each other for a good 2 seconds at least.
Oh, maybe he had eyes somewhere else on the map and was trying to see what's going on. But well, maybe potential opportunity lost. They're just going to continue to zone back Zai as he's going to just try to leech out as much XP as possible. And if he's able to sneak in a CS or two, that's great. But as long as he doesn't get caught out, as long as he doesn't die, he might be able to kind of get what he wants out of the lane for now. And of course, Puppey, who's going to be having a pretty big spread of the jungle to work with. I mean, do you think that 4acre should have considered rather a early jungle movement to try to block out some of these camps? I mean, you're going against the Sand King and a Puppey. Someone's gonna be doing the jungle, or maybe did they fear a level 1 fight and didn't want to risk it? Just seems like something you could take advantage of when you know that they're going to be working a lot in the jungle.
I think it's hard because they picked this Quap so that they can actually guard their own jungle. Quap it's so good at guarding his own jungle. He can just blink towards, you know, he can close the gap and just blink towards whatever fight is breaking out. So I think the safe play is to just, they have this Wisp Tiny and they can farm up and they can take this late if they're just comfortable. Like if they just feel comfortable, they can do it. Then they have so much damage with this Zeus, and I don't think they have to do it. I think what they should do at some point is maybe try to help this Zeus out in mid. If they can go for a smoke gank with the Bane or the Wisp or whatever, then they should do so. But going into the jungle is very hard against. There's Chen, there's a Lion, there's an SF who can help out with raises and Quap. So that's a very risky play to make.
Zai back in his top lane now with DD on hand here. Still just trying to hide out and find his way. But yeah, I certainly agree. Arteezy showing his dominance here in the mid lane, 16-3. Zeus does have 12-2, but at this point, Shadow Fiend just continues to get stronger and stronger. By level 5, and he'll have all the raises and the additional bonus damage now at plus 22 here. This is when he kind of just really takes control, and yeah, I think Matoma might need to kind of reach out for a bit of help here. Not like
at this point, you can't do anything.
You don't always see the ganking
farm
Wisp,
with spells.
So,
come again?
I was going to say, you don't always see the ganking Wisp, though, so it's more like maybe the Bane might need to consider doing something. Right now he's up in arms with Zai, but being only level 1, it's not going to be easy. He might have to wait a bit. But Trixie, though, he's nearby. On the Phoenix, mind you. He had stepped away from his
There's a ward spawning his movement out, though, so I feel like this is going to be a pretty big waste. The safe lane is completely free, which means Kuro can just pull. He's already up to 3. Gonna get a lot of XP, almost below 4 after this camp. Puppey also just farming level 4, S4 level 4, soon 5, level 5 on Arteezy, soon 6. So I think Secret are getting the way better trade right now level wise. You can see both the XP especially and the net worth graph are going rapidly Secret's favor because of laning stage.
Very good laning stage for them, as they can pretty much do as they please in the bottom part of the map. And now with this rotation around from Trixie, it's feeling a bit awkward here from 4acres as far as trying to find a home.
He's getting harassed by this spear by Puppey. Meanwhile, Puppey's just stacking camps.
This is ridiculous. He's just like, get this thing away from me. It's got to just constantly see where he is, and he'll just keep throwing out shockwaves while he's got it. He's got one more here. Come on, get him with it. Oh, he's going to fly up to the high ground and make himself away. Well, Puppey, yeah, as you said, he already has a troll to work with and continues to do work. He's now level 4 at about 5 minutes in. And, you know, for Puppey, it seems to be when he plays his Chen, it's one of the two. It's either he goes on a early ganking expedition, you know, gets that smoke underway, or he'll just be more of a farming build-up and try to rush towards something like a mechanism here. And it looks like it could be the latter for this game.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice here too, because they already are winning 2 lanes very easily, and Zai is getting a bit of levels on the offlane. I mean, SF against Zeus is one of those matchups where Zeus will get the first 2 waves, some last hits, and then after that he won't get much more. Can only nuke the wave for CS, and the safe lane, the Phoenix can't get anything against a Quap and a Lion. So farming a fast mech against this Zeus ult and Phoenix and everything is gonna negate so much of that damage that it's gonna be really hard for 4AC to fight. Then Secret can just go for towers.
Yep. Trixie, who had a really stellar performance in the last game as Axe, this time finding himself in a bit of a sticky situation here. He, after already being harassed from that Satyr towards the base, he goes towards bottom, and the Satyr's there already. Shockwave and a little bit of harassment from the Quap, and he's got to go back to base again, still at level 2, so it's hard times for him. Arteezy, though, with an Invis rune, scouting out the opportunity to make something happen here at the top lane, maybe hoping to find a Wisp nearby.
This is unlike Arteezy, actually. I mean, and maybe it's because Poppy's in the jungle, but usually you just see Arteezy just farm, and I think that's the right choice in this game as well. Because he doesn't need to make any plays. Like, they're getting so much out of this laning stage that if he just keeps farming, they're just gonna go further, get further and further ahead. A bit surprised to see him make that rotation, but it's not like he died or anything. Zeus does have a haste now though, so might wanna be careful a bit. But RTC has stick, never 7, so he's okay.
4 charges already on that upgraded stick and should be fine. And now it looks like he'll move over to the side camps and see what's left, or a Puppy left him as one little weak Satyr there, and we'll have the other camp to work with. But yeah, maybe just hoping when he had that Invis rune he'd be welcomed with a nice little pick off in the top lane. But he quickly makes the rotation back to mid, works from there. Zion is Sand King in his off lane. He's level 4 now, managed to throw together 5 CS. Not too bad, not too great, but at least it's a head start here. Could go right for the Arcane
Phoenix. Phoenix is only level 3, 1 CS, so I mean he's doing even better than that guy. And Chen up to level 6 now already. Lion sitting at 5. I mean, I don't really want to look at these graphs, but I'm gonna anyway. But if you look at that XP graph at 7 minutes, that's very scary. And now they're gonna start taking these towers, maybe even 2 towers bottom.
They do find Zai though, and they're looking to burst him down. They throw in the Wisp and get the kill. That's finally your first blood at about 7 minutes in. And it will be for 4 anchors, but bottom lane is where Secret have pretty much rolled right through a tier 1 tower. So it's a Zai Sand King for a tier 1, and they will continue to push this army towards the tier 2, it looks like.
Yeah, that's it on S4, and then 3 creeps on Poppy, 1 troll creep, 1 Hellbear Smasher. I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep going and actually go for the tier 3. Force them back, force a lot of heroes at least there. Then Zai will be able to get something on the top lane.
Oh,
Arteezy gets initiated on.
Yeah.
And Zeus has a haste, so...
They move in. There's the big burst. He's trying to raise up and take down Valix. Will get that kill. Almost gets Boogie. Turns back. Oh, almost got him right there. Boogie barely alive. Walks away, but Zai's right there to say, how you doing? Gets the kill with the Burrow Strike. Ends up being a 2-for-1 trade. Arteezy should end up being happy about that. Plus, they got that tier 2 on the bottom lane. Secret getting a lot out of the map right now and have a nice little head start here. Maybe only 2-2, but based on net worth, it's 4K ahead here for Team Secret.
Yes, and look at Kuro. He's sitting at 1.6 gold at 8 minutes with a line. That's something you don't want to see when you're 4AC.
Yeah, that's going to be a quick blink dagger, and that is scary.
The Wisp, the Lion, the Zeus, even the Phoenix, they're going to be food.
Yeah, blink in, Hex, Finger, Wisp. See you later. Not going to be happy about that. Only has his bottle for now. Probably going to grab up an urn and stuff like that. He's never going to really have a lot of life. Not till he gets his luxury items together. But here we go. Nymphy gets a stun. Connects on Zai, who's able to burrow strike towards the Wisp. And, yeah, there he goes into the Sandstorm. And without the proper detection, they just don't feel comfortable moving forward, which is probably the best bet because Secret had rotated a couple up here. And they
but they saw they saw that rotation with the ward that they have there.
Yeah.
See on the
over
right
here,
side,
right on the right side. Yeah. You're right. There it is. Good ward, scouts out the TPs, and they know the right time to pull out, and it forces Secret to kind of be elsewhere. Though I imagine Secret were probably intending to kind of move elsewhere regardless, because they already got the job done bottom.
They're going on RTC again.
They sleep him.
This might actually be another kill.
Yep, Zeus.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Requiem from the high ground. They didn't quite finish him off. He's going to live. There goes the Sonic Wave. They're going to get 2. Oh.
That was a huge misplay by the Zeus. He didn't bottle up during the time he was slept, so he didn't have mana for both the spells. And you saw he cast that ult, and then he didn't have mana for Lightning Bolt. And I think even if he just used the Lightning Bolt, that would have been enough. But he went for the ult instead, which costs more mana, so Yeah, that was very, very costly misplay by the Zeus. He didn't make his mana calculations properly.
Top tower is under attack.
And, well, little
Gonna be a top
calculations
tower as
like
well.
that. Save RTZ, and yeah, top tower also going to go down. And Zai, who got his Tranquil, suddenly has 2k gold. You know, credit to the towers they take down on bottom. And now this top tier 1, you're going to have a pretty good timed Zai Blink Dagger for your Sand King, considering this was an off-lane Sand King, not a Sand King who had anything to do with the jungle whatsoever. So he's on good par with that. And nearby, you see a Tiny Wisp who are just desperately trying to farm up maybe some stacks that have been thrown together. And if we look at Nemphy, he has just got one component towards that Agnum Scepter. Going right for it. No drums, not stopping with anything along the way. Just power treads and then Ags.
Yeah, but they're gonna have now. Sand King just picked up his Blink. Lion is 100 gold away from his. Gonna get it now. Puppy steals his creep, but he is gonna get it after these 2 creeps. Yeah, there, he's gonna go pick up his Blink now. They're gonna have 2 Blinks and a Quap with the Blink. Ortiz is gonna have his duels very soon. This game is gonna get really, really scary now for ASC.
Yeah. Oh boy. And, well, I'm sure even after Arteezy finishes out his Yules, he'll probably get a Blink himself. It's going to be pretty intense Blink gaming coming out from Secret and 4 Anchors. I don't know if by that time they will be prepped and ready for it. I mean, you got to put on top of that Puppy. He'll be there to aid with the Hand of God. The fight
solo smoke now by the Bane down to Puppy, but he's gonna get his mech now, and S4 is rotated, so I don't think they can get this kill.
Well, they do relocate.
Oh, they do
get
relocate
Puppy.
for it, so they're gonna get it actually.
Bane does go down.
If they, wow.
And suddenly it's
That's
4
very big.
Anchors who get a big fight there. That was a good relocate. They certainly needed it. But look at that
Very
on the way
good
back.
relocate.
Kuroki's right there and just welcomes back the Wisp with a finger and takes him out immediately. Does make it a 2-for-2 trade though, so not too shabby.
Yeah, that was good. The thing was they relocated down ASUS and he bursted Puppy very quickly. He didn't get his mech or heal off. If he does, then they can maybe change that fight, but now he didn't get anything off, so good relocate from the whips.
Yeah.
Yes, whips, you heard me.
The whips.
Whips.
They whipped it good, bottom lane. Whipped through Secret, got it, and now Secret better be aware that relocate is online and at the ready here. So normally by this point I expect that when teams have their Wisp and their relocate ready to go, they look to play some pretty aggressive wards, maybe looking for an opportunity to pick off anyone, maybe like a farming Chen in the jungle nearby. Right now they lack that kind of aggressive vision. In fact, 4 Anchors right now lack vision at all. They don't have pretty much any wards on the ground as it looks like, but they'll probably look to get on that, and your Agnum's now complete on Tiny because of that bottom lane engagement.
Yeah, that's at least good for them. Let's see, they don't have any ancient stacks, so I'm gonna find a lot of farm there, but he could start going down there. Oh, Bane is positioned really nicely here. He could go out there and grip S4 on this creep here.
Hi, how's it going?
He's gonna get it.
Quick Fiend's Grip plus relocate, S4. He's done. Quick smack, and it's Tiny who gets the kill of all people.
And Secret tried to go for Roche here, but then they got scared. They got scared, and they left Roche Pit. I am not sure that 4ESC actually knew about it, but they just left the Roche Pit, because they maybe thought... Oh no, Zeus actually did use Zeus ult, so they obviously saw them.
Oh.
I bet.
Uh-oh, Trixie though. Might not be able to make it away here. Gonna be Yules up. Has Supernova, but yeah, not gonna look to use it just to attempt to save himself and have that egg get broken anyway. So he'll go down. Yeah. Good grab for Secret. 7-5 now, and it looks like 4 Anchors are gonna put some attention towards the mid lane. They have yet to take a tower, so they would love to be able to...
Nice blink out from Kuroki. Zeus got tossed onto him, but Kuroki blinks out before the toss latches.
Good quick reaction.
They might look to turn this now, Secret.
Will they be able to do it though? Zai's here. He's got Epi and Blink. Ooh,
going for the Veil Rush on the Sand King.
Oh, that huge magical burst that Lion even brings. And even the Quap.
Yeah, SF and Quap Sand King. I mean, they have a lot of magic damage, so... Good pickup.
It's certainly justified, but here we go. There's the Yules. Arteezy says, I'm right behind you. Hits the Yules, a couple of raises, one auto attack, and, well, quick work there. As the mighty Thunder God will be zapped apart. And now, Tier 1. Going to be pressured here. Glyph going to be coming out. But with this Chen army and everyone on the deck, I don't think 4 Anchors are going to really be able to stop it here. So, Secret continue.
They should probably keep going here, actually. They have a lot of Chen creeps, and they have all these blinks. They could do this, and maybe they will go Roche, which is also fine. But they should just keep pushing the advantage, I think. Because they're so far ahead right now, they can pretty much do what they want with this mech and the double blink daggers, the Yules, and the Pop, who's also quite farmed. And they're gonna do something that's very greedy now, though. They're gonna split up. So they're gonna go top and try to catch them with the Senking and the Lion and go for Roche at the same time. If the Zeus ults right now, they could get a really nice fight. But he probably won't make a casual ult, so we'll get unpunished.
He does ult, but it's a little too late. And, well, it is going to be Secret who get a uncontested Roche. That Aegis going into the pocket of Arteezy. And they were unable to find anything there in the top lane. Wisp and Tiny were in a very defensive position, so that Zeus ult could have been just to figure out if Secret were nearby to gank, but they get the rude awakening that it's going to be actually the Roche that does go down. So.
Yeah, and you see Poppy walking around with Arteezy's Aquila in his inventory. He's like, Master Arteezy, I will carry your Aquila.
What a nice guy. Gave him a ring.
Yeah.
A bit of a proposal right there in exchange for
Good
the
guy,
Aegis.
Poppy.
Radiant's top tower
He doesn't have
is
much in his
under
inventory, plenty of space, so it's not too worried.
Dire's middle tower
And with
is
their
under
army,
attack.
they're going to go for the tier 2. This seems to be just kind of Team Secret going down the docket rather, going checkbox, as if we get the job done here, then we move to our next objective. There were a couple of hiccups along the way with those relocate movements, but Secret have not really been diverted from getting the job done, and they're even going to move into high ground here. All right.
Yeah, I don't see why not. They have the Aegis, and it's hard for 4AC. They didn't even have Zeus ult just now, so they have the mech, they have the FP, they have everything they need.
Arteezy
They
tries
start
to-
taking a lot of damage like this though from the Zeus nukes, then they might be backing off soon. But let's see. If they can get the initiation off, they can go in. But yeah, Arteezy gets sent back.
Yeah, well, looks like it will be the call to pull back and away. Fortunately for 4 Anchors, Zeus pretty good at bursting back these pushes and keeping them in check, but Secret still have plenty of time on this Aegis to work with if they want to just kind of step back, farm up, itemize, and then make another go. They can always parade down that mid lane once more. They still have a tier 2 in the top lane they can take from 4 Anchors. And now that 4 Anchors have pushed back Secret, what do they need to do at this point to try to bring the game
Relocate
back?
the bottom?
They're going to relocate the bottom. That's a good call, Pajkatt. There they are. They show up. They get a couple of sweet kills. Well, at least they get the kill into S4, but they have already lost a couple of supports. As it's still for Secret here. They will go back towards the jungle side and continue their farming period, but still a good engagement for Secret at the end, taking down the 2.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trade, 2-for-1 special. Going on to Arteezy up here. He's actually alone.
Oh, good toss.
This is dangerous. Oh, and
Oh.
Sai misses the FP completely.
That might be from the Zeus and his passive and its huge range. Arteezy comes back,
Wow,
tries to get the
Arteezy's actually gonna
Requiem,
go down
and
twice.
he gets tossed. Requiem does end up going off, but it's not enough to burst anyone down. Well, the Zeus does end up getting killed from it,
That's
actually.
really big.
But yeah, that was very awkward, and I obviously can't check back on the tape, but the one thing is when you're going against this Zeus and you check the actual passive, it's 1200 range, so if Zai was nearby and probably possibly within vision, he would have been caught, and then your Blink Dagger ends up not happening. Your Epi is a bit of a dud, so not able to get in.
Yeah, I don't know what they were up to when that happened. I don't feel like he should be able to die twice. I think Sai, he didn't really look at his position, or if he got hit by something, because he whiffed the Epi completely, and he should probably save it until the Aegis was popped. So yeah, quite strange to see this from Secret. They're making some mistakes, maybe because of the first game, the loss got to them a bit. Poppy picking up a Midas here. He wants to make sure they're not gonna lose this game.
Good grab on the S4 in top lane, though. Boogie leads in with the Fiend's Grip, and there's that relocate. Plus, the Thunder God's Wrath from Matamba Man comes out. Unstoppable here for Nemphy as he gets that grab. Bottom lane, though, looks like they try to make a jump onto Zai. He's on the run, and, well, he will be able to get away. So, good relocate as they're able to bring down S4 on the Quap. Little by little, 4 Anchors just trying to kind of put together what they can. While,
yeah, and this Tiny actually, Ags BB level 14. He has 2k gold on top of that. I think he should be the net worth leader. Yeah, he is by 2k margin almost. And this is actually scary when you're facing. I mean, this is like the one combo that's scary to face, even though you're far ahead. Because with Tiny, you can always come back with that combo.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how many times I've seen teams down 2, even 3 sets of racks, a quick relocate backdoor, and next thing you know, they're just in your throne, ending the game. And he's off to a really good head start. You got to keep in mind that 4 Anchors have only been able to bring down 1 tower. There's still lots of gold out there for them to take and for everyone to get a hold of. But they're just kind of working with what they got and what kind of room on the map they have. So they'll continue to farm up from on their side, and I guess they'll just wait for a big fight and then hope that they can burst through a tier 1 and a tier 2 to follow it up.
Yep.
Alright, well, it looks like an AC is in order for Nemphy. He has the Hyperstone. So,
yeah, and I mean, at this rate, he's gonna have it within the next 2 minutes.
God, he hits like a truck. 231 plus 24, and now he swings crazy fast. And look at that, a Midas for Kuro on his Lion after getting the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, and this is because I think they feel like they don't want to lose this. I mean, this is what you do when you don't want to lose this game. You go for this Midas. Like, you're already ahead. You want to make sure you're not going to lose this game. You go for these Midas, so you're going to get faster into the late game with all your heroes. And then it's going to be very, very hard to lose if you're at that goal advantage. Because the thing is, it's so hard for 4AC to make plays. They can only make plays with Relocate and Zeus ult. And so Secret know that, and they can just spread. And even if they get picked up once or twice, they're getting reliable gold, and they're getting further ahead with levels gold. So they should be in pretty commanding lead right now. I mean, they should have this game completely under control, in my opinion, even though the Tiny is getting some farm.
We'll see if they can hold that control here. And with Kuro now being able to pick up the Midas, where do you go from here as far as items go? Do you get more mobility like a Force Staff to help out, or is he going to go crazy and pick up an Agnum Scepter to get the most out of this finger?
I really dislike the Aghanims, to be honest. I think it's a very flashy and like gimmicky item. I mean, you can get it as your 4th or 5th item, but Force Staff, Fuels, BKB, Hex, whatever, Ghost Scepter, all of these items I think first for mobility, and then after that you can go for damage. But it's very rare that you actually get that finger off and you can spam it in fights. I mean, it's not that realistic that that's gonna happen. So rather the mobility and
you don't think he'll go for
helping items.
An E-Blade just to make it that much more potent of a finger? No.
Potentially in late game you could do that, especially against a hero like Tiny. And I mean, they have the one core Tiny, right? So he's the only one who's going to be dealing damage later on, and to E-Blade your allies is very nice. But you can do that with a Force Staff too, I think so.
That's true. That's true. Plus you could risk getting annihilated from Zeus, so gotta be careful about that. But, okay.
Well, the E-Blade doesn't actually hit both targets anymore. It's only one.
Oh, hold on. They get that Yules on the Matama Man. There's a raise. There's a kill. Doesn't take that much effort. Pup even comes in from behind to help out, and now it's Secret back towards the mid lane here. 4 Anchors trying to get everyone to come back to the base to defend here. Trixie, one of the lone defenders for now.
Yeah, and when they kill the Zeus like this, they can just go do what they want.
And they are.
Wow,
ooh,
big sleep.
Nice sleep.
Doesn't save him, but...
Okay, return. Arteezy gets Fiend's Grip. Quick stun from Zai, stops it, and here comes Tiny Wisp. Can they get the job done? Nemphy pops his
gonna waste his BKB
and
here
Secret
and
are
not
just
get
like,
much.
yeah, they walk away from him like he's nothing.
Yeah, but at least the Zeus will respawn and they won't go high ground right now. Arteezy wasted his BKB, so they can't go high ground. So that's good for them at least. But yeah, they did lose, I think, the Phoenix as well, so we had to buy back. Lost the Zeus.
So I hit
not heading the right direction.
Hits him in the economy pretty hard there for 4 Anchors when you're already looking at Team Secret, starting to throw together Midases and all their sweet items here. He already has an Orchid. Looks like he's going for a BKB himself on his Queen of Pain. This is probably just one of those kind of games where BKB is very, very crucial tool. I'm curious to see, though, Zai now. He already got that Veil. He's already got his Blink Dagger. He's got 1k gold saved up on your Sand King. Is it going to be more Force Staff gaming potentially to come out from him as well? Anything?
Yeah, probably Force Staff or Yules. I mean, he could go for the Axe, but I think one of the two, the first ones I mentioned, are probably better. But I think what's scary for ASC is here that they're running this one core lineup, and when his BKB gets shorter, the game is gonna get close to impossible for them, because they can just kite him with their Force Staffs and heals, and even the SF if he pops his ult, the Tiny will get a 50% damage reduction, which is huge because almost all of his damage is base damage, and you know the base damage is the one that gets reduced, so he's gonna be hitting for half the damage. And yeah, if his BKB is low, then they can just kite him forever with their stuns. I mean, Force, Hex, whatever.
Yeah.
So he needs to make the early BKB charges, he needs to make them count so that his team can get more items, the Phoenix and the Zeus, so that they can also deal damage.
Well, they're Going to be asking for a lot here if they want that backstaff to really step it up. Phoenix does have the Veil, but needs to kind of maybe put together some more levels, get the most out of that Supernova. As it's 4 anchors now sneaking into the Roche pit, trying to take one away from Secret. Secret doesn't look like here, at least from the bottom lane they know, but...
good if they can get this, but I think this is hard.
Secret's here.
This is going to be very hard before you see get this Roche.
TZ dancing with them. Step back toss.
Pass the top is BKB. Oh,
Nemphy's in
that's
trouble.
a late BKB.
Yeah. Okay, well, he's eating a lot of right click. The fingers there. Now pops his BKB. He's kind of in a disarray as far as what to do. Heal goes down, and yeah, they got Arteezy with it. Nemphy, he's alive and well, and it looks like he's going to have to TP back to base.
Wow.
Valix left in, though, will be bursted and taken down, and it's Puppey with the double kill. As they trade off the sleep, they want to be able to get hold of one of the last 4 Anchors members here. It's Boogie. They close the gap and they take down the Bane. It started a bit questionable there for Secret, but they end up taking down 4. And if they'd like, they can move back towards the Roche pit now.
Yeah, and this fight is gonna get the good old-fashioned LD. Wow!
Oh yeah.
Tiny managing there to get out the end of his PKP duration. Get even wore out at the last second and Scream followed him back to base, but didn't kill him.
Tiny, the only one here to...
All in all, this is not too bad for ASC. The worst part is actually that they waste more seconds on his BKB, but Arteezy did go down, so he's not gonna get this Aegis, so it's gonna be a bit harder to push. However, S4 does get it, and he will probably get his BKB now, I think. Yeah, he will, and he's 16 too, so fighting's gonna get hard. Kuro is actually gonna go for that Axe, which I kinda dislike, but if he thinks it's gonna work for him, then probably it's gonna work for him.
You got a style. If you're Kuro, I guess, wants to get the most of the finger and make those plays. Even though they went down last game, he was definitely looking pretty solid on that Rubik play. So
he did play very well. And also this game, he hasn't died a single time either. The only player on Secret who hasn't died yet.
But the overall theme of this game, if people are just coming by and tuning in, you can kind of get the gist of it. I mean, if you just look at the per-person net worth over there, it's Tiny, all of Team Secret, and then the rest of 4 Anchors.
Yeah, that's actually very sad.
It's like,
I didn't even notice that.
It's
that's
like
very sad if
we might have a
see.
lot on the back of Tiny for this game.
Yeah, but the problem is they have so much to just kite this Tiny. That's why they drafted this 1-core lineup, and then there's so much kiting that this Tiny has a task that's close to impossible unless his team helps him out a lot.
Yeah, but the help are a bit behind here as far as what they can really contribute. I mean, you got someone like Boogie here who's been top-notch with some of his Bane play, and then the previous one doing the Omni Knight. He only has the Urn and Shoes, so he's pretty poor. Pretty poor man. He's trying to even still get that level 11, and even if he's lucky enough to get off a decent Fiend's Grip, one quick burst coming out from Zai, from Queen of Pain, if he gets in the line of fire from a Sonic Wave even, he's going to be going down pretty fast. So these supports got to be very careful. They're fragile. They're frail, Pajkatt. They will just get obliterated. It's got to be a hard life for these supports at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be this Bane this game. A very sad Bane game.
Valix, the other support, does have an Ogre Club here. Could be maybe building towards the Heavens Halberd. Perchance here on your Wisp, the evasion helps. Maybe to be able to do someone like
actually against all this magic damage. I think he should probably get a BKB.
Oh yeah.
They have very little physical damage actually. It's only Arteezy who deals physical damage. He's going for a butterfly, and he's gonna actually have that now once the courier gets back to base. Kuro finishes off his axe. So I think BKBs all over on 4AC is what they need. And then more items on the Zeus and the Phoenix too, so they can actually deal damage as well.
That might help. Yeah, some more items. Hopefully they can get it.
But the issue is they can't really find farm. I mean, it's so hard for them to find farm against these heroes because they have a lot of gap closing and so much stun and mobility and everything. Secret can do pretty much what they want. But I think here, what 4AC, their best move here is to just take the fight up top and then go bottom and push. Sai already goes back though, and they scout this out, so very smart play here. Now they could actually look for a fight top, potentially, if they can get out there, but it's gonna be hard. But they have to do some sort of red Dota here, I think, because fighting straight 5v5 is gonna be very hard, but taking the base with Wisp Tiny is, it's always an option.
Certainly is, and he is trying to throw together some huge right-click damage. He's got the Crystallis now on hand, so my God.
To finish his Daedalus. I think he's gonna right now. Yeah, he did.
Yep, bought out for it. There it is.
Through the buyback.
Oh my goodness, he hits pretty.
If Puppy
freaking
walks
hard.
here, could be scary. He doesn't.
Man.
Goes down and goes back to farming. Because you know what? Midas is off cooldown.
Oh,
Better go use that item.
better. Otherwise, you're
Money,
gonna have
money,
some,
money.
the backseating players. I mean, even when I stream and I get a Midas, I get it. I don't do it all the time, but people do. They sure love to get in your face when you're not using it, so better get out
Yeah,
there.
they do.
Backseat players, damn it. Viewers.
Yeah, don't you just love those backseat players?
Yeah. You actually probably could have bottled up right there.
But if you could have used your magic stick and then ran like 5 feet to the north, and then you would have survived, dude.
Dire structures are fortified.
We'll see, as they always know best, the 8KM, 9KM of our Twitch chat or whoever. Well, look at Secret here as they put themselves... Okay, S4's like, I'll just take that tower, no problem. Walks in. He does have the Aegis, so he's pretty comfortable. And
Yeah.
Wisp and Tiny, they're on their own expedition. They're going to start pressuring high ground
Axe.
there.
Almost 16 on 10 with Axe.
Oh, Hand of
Wow.
God. Zai moves in, gets the stun on Matama Man, plus the Sonic Wave just as S4 goes down. Arteezy thinks about unleashing the Requiem, cancels it out, goes again right here.
Arteezy? He's gonna go
But-
down again.
Yeah,
here, I
Nemphy's
think.
going to just beat the hell out of him right here. Boom! Takes him down. Wicked sick for him.
Egg goes off.
Yeah.
Onto S4, who had his BKB up.
Uh-oh.
Could go down here.
Uh-oh.
They could
Long
maybe
range
toss.
blink?
Nope, it's not gonna reach.
Oh no, Phoenix.
Oh, he could
Is under attack.
Earn
maybe get this kill. Nope, that's not gonna happen.
1300 range blink, man. It just so far I can't even catch up with my camera. Jesus, S4 slow the hell down. He does make it out though, and that was an unideal situation. It feels like for Secret, as they were just trying to make a push happen. They do get to tier 3, but they do lose Arteezy here, and this Tiny. He is 23k net worth. The next closest Arteezy 16k. Look at this tower. What is that? That's not a tower. That's a piece of paper being just kind of ripped apart as Nemphy's just doing his own thing. He's the one-man army right now with his supports, his weak, cheap little supports waiting behind just in case something breaks out.
Yeah, and what you said earlier is actually still true. He has nice 4-step into the stun, and Kuro misses his stun. Wow, that's not something you see every day.
Yeah.
But you can actually target that, and he could have initiated with a Hex as well. That would have been probably a kill.
Uh-oh, boom! Turn back stun onto Zai. He's got to get the hell away from that beast. And he will.
They need to get
Yeah, Bane's gonna go down.
Get out of there! They're trying to kill me!
Get to the chopper! They gotta get the hell out. Valix, boom, caught. Burrow Strike connects. S4 is gonna take him down. He's done. Double kill for S4. And, well, Secret, they don't have too much trouble kind of taking apart the rest of 4 anchors outside of the Tiny. And they'll continue to just kind of get the extra little benefits from all that little gold. I mean, the good thing for 4 anchors is their supports do come back pretty damn fast. Bane just died, and it's only 7 more seconds, so he will be able to come back. But their Raxes are exposed, and Secret are moving in. That's an Atos. Who has an Atos?
the Phoenix. Yeah,
Oh,
he's got the Atos.
interesting. Uh-oh. Finger flies out. That's an Agnum's finger. Trying to go for Nemphy here. Nemphy walks away. Hand to God. Nemphy goes down. 80 seconds. Does have buyback. The egg will explode. Doesn't quite stun anyone on the side of Secret. They just kind of
Maybe the Tiny bites back when the Wisp respawns and they relocate bottom, and they can maybe cancel a few ports. Then they could take the Rex for sure.
That would be...
The creeps are actually gonna die now, so the wave is not too far away. So
No, they
potentially could
relocate
do it.
into the fight, actually. Just behind the front door. They want Arteezy. They move in.
Yep.
He's...
Our tour is dead.
Baby Rage. He will go down. Well,
Baby Rage indeed.
not the
KotLGuy.
big backdoor play we were hoping for, but they are able to bring down the Shadow Fiend in a response. But they have lost their melee racks. Pretty big stuff there for Secret. And
Yep.
they could just look to rinse and repeat the same thing. Uh-oh. Trixie moves forward, uses the Atos,
S4
scouts him out, but can't
getting
stop him.
lasered, but he gets out.
Now that we have a moment, it was a bit hectic there for a while, and no, they're going for Zai. Okay, Zai will be able to make it away. Thoughts on the Atos grab here for Trixie? I mean, I don't know. In that kind of situation, it would have been nice if he had a Yules. But
I think it's okay. He gets a bit more HP. He's actually at 1800 health, so he's pretty tanky. If he would get like a cloak or something, he could survive through most of this magic damage. And if he can tank a lot of spells, then that's gonna be very good for his. I mean, the rest of his team: the Bane, the Wisp, and the Tiny, even Zeus. If he can soak some damage, that's pretty much what the Phoenix should do.
why
Hero
not?
gets a big in here.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. I saw that also. It's the pew pew build up.
Yeah,
the
he's
AoE
going for
finger
the
and the
red
dagger.
beam, red beam, red beam combo.
Okay. All right, this is exciting. But crap, what the hell was I gonna say? Oh well, whatever. It looks like 4 anchors are scouting out the Roche pit, which does spawn the second Nymphy walks in there. Oh hey, perfect. Moves in. They better try to get it fast. Nymphy does hit hard. 2,300 gold. Gotta obviously hold a bit of that in reserve for your buyback, just in case. Has a about 500 gold surplus before taking down this Roche, and yeah, looks like Secret not looking to contest whatsoever. They continue to split push this top lane with Zai, and well, S4.
Roshan
Okay,
has fallen
Sonic
to the
Wave
Radiant.
hurts Valix.
Dire's top tower
He actually
is
got the
under
Roche with
attack.
that.
He did. You're right. Okay,
Yep. Pure damage.
he made up for the last game.
Match stages. Tiny did, so. Got it. Gives them some gold and some levels for S4. Still 19 now. Almost 20.
That was pretty good timing. Did he have vision inside the pit to know that that was happening? Oh.
I think they kind of just figured because they have this ward. I don't know if you see this one. I think that kind of. I don't know if they had a smoke. If they smoked there and then they actually see, but otherwise they could have seen it on that ward, or maybe they were just missing everyone. So he figured. Since they're not showing on lanes, they're probably in the roof pit.
And just kind of nice way to work out the timing there. I mean, it is 575 pure damage, but get at that.
And Baby
right
Rage. I
moment.
mean, Arthur is going probably here for the Scotty, or
Oh,
yeah, most likely Scotty to kite the Tiny. It could be a Menta potentially, I guess.
they're on a small chase here for Zai, who's been kind of a headache here for 4 anchors in the top lane. Zai's been kind of planting himself up here and just finding his own bit of farm and constantly trying to split push as he works with this camp now. Look who's turning the corner. Boogie plants the sentry. Oh, so close to the Fiend's grip, but that quick blink out from Zai allows him to
Yeah,
get away.
this tanking is so annoying for them to play against.
Yeah.
They need something like a Hex or... Because this Bing, that the cast point or the Fiend script is so long that you can't ever catch a Sanking if he's actually somewhat paying attention. You can just, force away, stun away, Sandstorm. Very hard to catch him.
Oh, they see Arteezy. Veil goes out.
Arteezy
Now
in
the
trouble
egg.
again.
He's going to be eating a lot of damage here. Hand to God, but it only takes 4
Oh,
swats.
nice
Nope.
force staff.
Yeah, the force
But
is there, but
he
the
is gonna
egg
go down
pops. And that's stunned.
They have the Aegis on Tony.
Can they make it through with this, though? Nymphy doesn't even have to use his first life. Gets the stun off and starts swatting away, but here comes Zai. Epi takes him to the high ground here. Nymphy will lose his Aegis. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
S4,
he's just gonna die here again because
yeah, everyone's dead.
it's hard. They can just kite him. They will just stun him.
Your raid boss here.
Probably won't
Nowhere
get
to
an
really
attack
wiggle
off.
away. Even Arteezy buying back, anticipating that they can easily push into the 4 acres base by this point.
Yeah, because they know he has buyback, so it's cool. I mean, it's cooldown. No, he doesn't have buyback, is what I meant.
Yep. Oh,
And you
Trixie.
see here the Atos saving Trixie, so
All right.
nice pickup.
Dire's
All for that one moment right there. Keeps him alive even though the game is not looking so good. The Atos works for him. Mid lane Rex will end up going down. It's looking like Secret are on the verge of being able to tie up this series 1-1 and force it into a game number 3. And for 4 anchors, though, they have a grossly farmed Tiny. Problem is you have so much weight on one side and your supports have really nothing else. You end up having a lot of trouble here. And look at the frickin' army that Puppy's got. These big goobers here. They're ancient
He's got
granite
the double
golems.
golem.
Yeah,
He's
these
got
guys.
the tiny bros, or the Roche bros.
It's like nice Tiny you got there. I got 2 of them.
Yeah. They're doing work.
They just trot
Look
their
at
way
them.
towards
Look at
the
them
top.
bang on those towers.
What are you gonna do about it? You
Ooh.
can't hit him with magic.
tower is under attack.
Don't care about that crap. Easy right click. They take down the tier 3, and this is the final hurrah for 4 anchors. Zai very low. Bane's gonna go down. S4 now moving on in. Matama gonna get tossed up Yules, and yeah, Kuroki godlike on this Lion. 9-0. Unbelievable performance from him as he's able to zap down another one right there, and this is the final Rex to drop. 4 anchors probably already putting their heads into the game of
Now have
game 3. Because
Yeah.
this one is all over.
GG's called.
There it is.
Guru wants to pick up his Dagon 4. He's got 3 recipes on the base, but won't make it in time. But yeah,
Victory
good
for-
play from him.
All right,
And,
so that felt more like a secret matchup there.
Yeah,
Four
it did.
Anchors.
I think Secret got a draft that they were much more comfortable with than the last game. I mean, all other heroes, Kuros played a lot of Lion, Poppy, Chen, Dai, Sand King, S4, Quap, and RTC, SF. I mean, they're just completely in their comfort zone. And Tiny Wisp, I mean, they tried to do, they did what they could, but the other two lanes, the mid and the bottom lane, they were losing so heavily, and they couldn't really find a lot of XP on their 3 heroes up top. So I think the early, like the lane stage, they just didn't get enough out of it.
Well, we'll have to see if Four Anchors can try to pull out a bit of an upset here, or a huge upset in game number 3. Secret, though, feel pretty confident and strong after game 2, and they should be able to try to close things out. That game 3 match going to be coming up next. I'm KotLGuy, that's Pajkatt. Sit tight for more Dota action coming to you in just a few moments.
Adios.
Adios.